Hello and welcome to Fashion Enquirer Daily. I'm MJ Carter. Today we have on our special guest, Michelle Coleman. I'm excited for her to join the show. Michelle and I go way back from our work days at a charter school in Oakland, and I'm just excited to talk to her about all things fashion. So, Michelle, before we start, introduce yourself. Just let me know a little bit more about what's going on now and why you decided to join the show today.
Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle. Well, a little bit about me. I love fashion. It is a passion of mine. A lot of my friends say that I have an addiction. I call it a passion, not really an addiction. And I love
Right.
all things fashion. I mean, shoes, clothes, accessories, sunglasses, anything to do with shopping, you name it, I love it.
Yes, yes, that's great. So we're gonna just dive right in. Want to know how you tap into your true fashion sense. I coined the term true fashion sense on my show, on my website, and it just means basically how you kind of define your fashion, how you put together things, and what makes it count in terms of your selections and your choices long term with fashion.
So I look at clothes as pieces, and when I shop I have to find a piece that speaks to me. So if it speaks to me, I can't just like it, I have to love it. I add it to my collection, and then when I get ready to put things together, it's almost like it's a feeling or a sense of like, what do I want to say today? Who do I want to be? Do I want to be bold? Do I want to be a character? Do I want to go with colors? So a lot of it is about feeling and what speaks to me.
That
And I
makes
like to think
total
that, oh, go ahead.
That makes total sense. When you said energy, that's another something I blogged about on my site. So I talked about how your pieces can make there can be like a power suit you have, or there could be like athleisure wear or leisure wear that's just shows you're in a mellow kind of mood, or there can be like a fun outfit that kind of says, "Hey, I have some personality today." So describe some of the moods. Like I see your hat today. So what is that? What is that giving?
So I am going down to Oakland today for the Black Joy Parade. And so today I wanted to go for just Black Joy. And I like Oakland because they also have like a Black Cowboy Parade as well. So when I wake up and I put something on, it typically has to do with like how I want to express myself for the day. And
Oh,
so that's what inspired, yeah. The
got it.
cowboy.
Okay, got it. Yes. And so when you're building your wardrobe, like say it's for the season. So the next season that's coming up is spring. So what are you gonna have in mind for spring? Is it like the sundress that's flowy, or is it like the structured sundress that kind of shows a little shape? What's gonna be in your closet this spring? Do you have any idea, or you just kind of shoot from the hip when you plan?
So a lot of times I go with colors. So last spring I went with a nice bold orange, and so a lot of my collection had to do with orange and the boldness that comes with that. So I haven't quite picked the color yet, but a highlighter or that bright yellow and the bright greens, they're speaking to me a lot lately. So it might be that might be the color that I'm going with this spring and summer.
That'll be fun. That's a fun theme. I love it. I love it. So, I noticed when we worked together that, when you picked your pieces, it seems like, you had a lot of statement pieces as well, too, and then more understated pieces to go with those statements. So tell me more about that and how you put that together, because that was fire.
So you always have to have one piece that is the showstopper, and then everything else has to be a little bit more mellow, because you don't want to overshadow the piece that you want people to see that brings out the most in your outfit. So it could be something as subtle as like, I love big shoulders. So sometimes I'll go and I'll buy different pieces to put on my shoulder, or I'll buy nice brooches that are big and bold. And so those really are like the talk of the outfit, and then everything else just complements it nicely. So you always have to
Okay.
have that one piece that stands out.
Yep, makes sense. Makes sense. And so, who are your fashion icons? Like, who can you think of that you just said growing up or even present day that you're like, okay, I love her style. I don't know what it is, but she just, her style, her essence, her aura, everything just comes together.
It's so funny. It's not even so much as a person per se,
Hmm.
but more so time periods. I love the 20s. I love everything from the 20s. I love the 1800s. I love the big flowy dresses. So I'm more so time periods. I love the different pieces that come out of different eras. Um 70s, 60s,
Yeah.
90s, 80s. Yes.
Right, right. You're right. I like periods too. I do. I think the 80s was big on shoulder pads, so I know what you mean about the shoulder pads. And then like a lot of people are wearing like the leg warmers right now that came back from the what period were the leg warmers? Was that the 80s or 90s too? 90s,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That was
80s going
90s.
into 90s. The
Yep.
stirrup.
And the stirrups and the stonewashed jeans, all of those things are back in style, and it's so amazing how people just recycle style.
It
So,
is.
yes, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
So it's funny. I keep a lot of my clothes. That's why my closet is so versatile, because everything just keeps coming back out. So if you keep something from like now, and then like 10, 20 years later, you're going to see it come right back into style. It just keeps reinventing itself.
And then I have another question. So, how do you feel about trendy pieces? I noticed like one thing we had in common style wise, we both didn't like follow a lot of the trends. We kind of just wore what we wanted to wear and rocked it, and then that was the way it goes. But every once in a while, I do see a trendy piece that I like. So, how do you feel about trendy pieces, and how do you incorporate them into your personal style?
That's another interesting question. I actually don't really follow the trends.
Hmm.
I like to do my own thing. If there's
Hmm.
something out that is nice and it catches my eye, and it's like I need that piece in my collection, then I'll definitely go for it. But I'm not one who keeps up with like what's trendy, or what everyone is doing and what's in style,
Hmm.
or what you can't wear right now because of the season. I I I don't really go by rules. That's not really my thing. But if I see it and it catches my eye, then absolutely. But I am more so, I like to just stay in my own lane and do my own thing.
Right. Good job. I'm the same way. I think that's why we dug each other's style. And also, too, question. So another thing I talked about on the blog was about like how fashion is connected to fitness and confidence. And I called fashion and fitness the power couple because if you're not fit, then it's hard for you to like enjoy your fashion as much. I think maybe, but I think also size. It doesn't matter because we're loving each other in all our sizes and our shapes and everything. But how do you feel like fashion and fitness go hand in hand? And then another thing, how do you feel like confidence complements fashion?
I think when you love ultimately who you are, no matter what size you are, just that self love, you're going to have that confidence, and you're
Yeah.
going to wear what you wear with confidence. I also think, like, for me, I'm not huge on exercising, but I am big on how I eat. So I try to make sure that I eat healthy. And I think it
Mm-hmm.
absolutely goes hand in hand, because let's be real. I mean, as women, most of us are self conscious at the end of the day.
I
So
know.
I feel like if you feel like you are not at your highest peak, or you don't feel like you are your best self, or you feel like you may have a few extra pounds, it's going to make you more self conscious of what you put on. And ultimately, I think everyone has to just find their own lane of like what they choose to do to make them comfortable in their own skin. when it comes to fitness.
I agree. I agree. And it's all about that confidence. I mean, I've seen people rock an outfit and just have on jeans and a t-shirt, and it's just because they're confident. They just exude, a lot of good energy because you don't really also have to have my next question is going to be interesting. So what about labels? So I've come to think that you don't need labels or anything to exude the fashion sense, your true fashion sense. It's just about, again, like I said, that confidence and how you wear it. And so, what do you think? I would love to hear your sound advice about not wearing labels and what it means when you just have on just a regular outfit, but it rocks.
I love this question. It probably is my favorite thus far because I can shop any and everywhere. I can go to Walmart. I can go to Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Sheen. It doesn't matter where it is. It is how you put that thing together. Okay.
Right.
I don't,
Right.
it doesn't have to be a name brand label. It could be, I also am very big on consignment shops and boutiques, and I love a good thrifting. Like the finds
Mhm.
at thrift stores, I love it. So I'm not huge on labels or name brands. Every once in a while, I won't lie, I will pick up a pair of Gucci shades or something, but not too often. For the most part, I'm not really a labels person.
Yep. I know, and that's amazing because I think um, a lot of people don't realize is that labels are just like regular fashion. That's what I think. And so once you decide what you're picking in your wardrobe, just know that it makes a statement about you, and it's just really about the statement, not the label. So that's my
Absolutely.
thing. Yes, yes.
And
And
you
go
know,
ahead.
you can there are people who go wrong with labels too, because it's like they already sometimes have their outfits already put together, but that it's different from just putting on the clothes to actually styling and making it speak to you and exude who you are without
Hmm.
words. So I feel like it's a little bit of a difference.
Right. And you brought me to my other question that I had for you was, which is about thrifting and consignment shops. What's the best in and out like strategy in terms of like shopping at consignments and thrifting? How does that work, and what can you give advice? What kind of advice can you give to our viewers who perhaps haven't shopped at those types of shops? How can they find the best deals and get the best items? Because I know you found some really rich pieces.
I do. I like to go I'm not going to lie. So when I go thrifting, the majority of the time, I like to go to high end areas because people get rid of a lot of good clothing that there's nothing wrong with it. So
Hmm.
that's one of the things that I do. I go to nice high end areas and I go thrifting there. And then the second thing with thrifting is if you go to, most of them have like days with colors. And so you can always find a good deal with half off of depending on the color for the day. I think also the nice part about thrifting is that each piece you find, most likely, there's only going to be one of them. So you're the only one that's probably going to be walking around with that piece on. And you just have to pick your pieces as far as what speaks to you and who you are. Because what you
Hmm.
wear ultimately is a silent reflection of who you are in the inside and what you're feeling and who you want to be for the day and what you want to exude outward.
Yep. So on the last tell of our interview, I want to talk about fashion don'ts. Like, what would you say, Coleman, just not to do, period, fashion wise, in terms of, let's start from the first box. So the first box is like, what's your stance on wearing white in the winter? What's your stance on that? Is that a fashion don't or is that a fashion do?
I do whatever my heart pleases. So I will wear white in the winter.
Gotcha.
But that's just
Okay.
me.
Yeah, I will too. I just had on a white belt the other day and I was like, I'm rocking it. It's me and I want it. So yeah, all day, all day.
I mean, who made up
Um,
that rule anyway? Why can't you wear white in the winter? I don't understand it. But
I don't know. It's an old school rule. So I don't think even in 2025 it applies. So yeah, so I agree. Another
throw it
question
out.
yep, throw it out. Let's go. So another question about a fashion don't. what do you think about people wearing shorts with puffer jackets or shorts and tennis shoes or shorts and slides? Having two seasons in their wardrobe, two seasons on their person that they're wearing at the same time. What do you think about that? I've seen that a lot in Cali.
So that's interesting. I will do shorts, but you have to find the right type of tights to put on with it to give it the balance. I feel like you can't just put on shorts with no tights and the right kind of boots. If you're just wearing shorts in the winter with no tights, if you're a female, and not the right type of boots to like help balance it out, I would have to say no.
Okay, so that's a fashion don't. Gotcha. I see it all the time. I see, it's so funny. So I'm like, okay, go with it if you want to. But Michelle says, Coleman says it's a no, so it's a no. Okay, another one, our last one. What about heavy makeup? I only wear this, I made up today, right? But what about how makeup and fashion pair? Is makeup an important part of fashion? Do you need to have that lip gloss or that pop of color or that foundation or that shadow? Or is it just nice just to stay more understated for your day to day wear versus your going out in your nightlife? What do you think about makeup and fashion? Is it a fashion do or is it a fashion don't?
I think this is a tough one. I have what works for me, but I think everyone is their own individual person. So I think one, if you're going to wear makeup, that is absolutely fine. Just don't overdo it. Don't beat the face too much. Okay? Just
Yeah,
like keep it simple. Do it, but not too much. For me
right.
personally, I just do a bold lipstick and I do some mascara and I keep it moving. I don't do the rest, but I understand that there are people who love makeup and it looks good on them when they do it. Just do it correctly and don't overdo it.
Yes, that's great advice. Great advice. Well, I'm not going to hold you too much longer because I do want you to get out to that Black Joy Parade. I know a lot of people going actually, and so I'm going to actually think about going myself. So just a teaser, But so have fun. If I see you, I see you.
All
But
right.
have fun and get out there and represent. And thank you so much, Coleman, for coming on the show. We appreciate you here at Fashion Enquirer Daily and hope you'll come on again if we have some kind of hot topic or breaking news or something really fun to talk about. I might invite you on. I hope to keep that door open, okay?
Thank you, Carter. I appreciate the invite.
Okay. So stay on and then we'll go to the end of the show. Thank you. And if you want to
Okay.
connect with Fashion Enquirer Daily, go to fashionenquirerdaily.com. And you can also book a fashion consultation with myself, MJ Carter. You just scroll down to the bottom of the site, book it, and that's it. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a good day.